These are the software testing concepts which we are going to cover in the next 5 to 10 sessions. We don't know exact timing, exact duration. Let us get started and see how we go. Okay. The main objective is job. And for that, we are going to start what is meant by testing, what is meant by quality, why is testing needed, and what is meant by scope. Development life cycle, I think you should have studied in your graduation. Am I correct? No? Software development life cycle. Anyone knows it? One person. Okay. All are new. In the graduation, it would have been covered, right? In your graduation. Computer science students. BTech computer science, you have software engineering. We didn't study, we studied only one book before the exam. Okay. Fine. Yeah. Those concepts we'll try to cover different kinds of development models. In that, we try to cover waterfall, spiral, agile model, sprint process, extreme programming. These are on the development process. Coming to the testing process, you can see that item number 11, 12, software testing lifecycle. How to perform testing? What are the requirements for doing the software testing? Then comes up test plan, test strategy, test lab, scope, scheduling, how to write test cases, some tools, defect tracking tools, test tracking tools. Then like that, the main important thing is different kinds of testing. Then comes up within these different kinds of testing, NFT, non-performance testing, software testing, secure testing. Remember, secure testing is called cyber security. Basically, secure testing, whatever you learn, right? That is also one of the type of testing. Entire ethical hacking comes under it. So we are going to have that specialized testing as part of this course. Entry criteria, exit criteria, and then along with software testing, within the software testing, we learn API testing, okay, database testing, then mobile testing. These are the 3 different types of testing with labs we are going to cover. In fact, if you are not trying for cybersecurity jobs, this is a relevant stream which is easy to get into the job. Any questions, anyone? No questions? Online? Offline? Let us study about testing and quality. Okay. First of all, when you buy some product, do you prefer quality product or non-quality product? Quality product. Right? So most of the cases, whether it is some kind of a bike, car, or even whatever you see which can be purchased, we want a very quality one. If it doesn't have the quality, definitely there will be some consequences. Consequences in the sense it may not work properly or it doesn't have the value for the money in case if it doesn't have the quality. How do you ensure quality then? You are trying to purchase some pen or table or book. How do you ensure quality for that product? We call it like product if it is non-IT application. If it is related to software, we call it like application. So how do you ensure quality for an application or a product? Give me some suggestions. What is that? We have to perform testing. Any other thing? How do you check whether it has a good quality or not? Yes, we have to perform. We have to test that application. Then only we come to know that whether it is good or not. But what kind of testing we can do? There are different types of testing which will ensure quality of the application. Let us see some consequences if that product or application doesn't meet the requirements, doesn't meet the quality requirements. Okay. Very important question. If you are trying for software testing jobs, what do you mean by software testing? So basically, whenever you design some application or develop some application, we will check whether it is meeting the requirements or not. It is not like, okay, you got some idea and you are implementing in the next day itself. How many days it takes to ship some bike or car? For example, you got some idea like you want to invent electric car, just an idea. How many days it take to make it real? Weeks or months or years? Years, right? So there is some process for it. If you want to develop some application, first you need to have some plan. Based on the plan, you need to gather the requirements. After the requirements, then comes up design. After design, development, testing, and production. This is called development life cycle. We'll go through that. Just go through these definitions. Software testing is an activity to check whether production or application features meets the requirements or specifications. Why do we need testing? To ensure it is free from the defects, right? So how do you ensure quality? We need to test it. Well, testing, if you find something is not up to the expectations or something is not meeting the expectations, then we call it like defect. So defects are good or bad? Within the defects, again, there will be like severity. More oftenly used term is the severity. Severity says to the extent how much is that impacting the application, the degree of the extent, how badly the functionality is affected. I'll give you two examples. You need to tell me which is more severe. Two defects I'll tell you for an application. You have to tell me which is more severe from the range. Remember, severity is always measured with different levels: critical, high, medium, low. Low means less severity. Critical means very high severity. Okay. First defect. Some content in a web application. No. Let us talk about non-IT application. Okay. AC functionality is not working properly. That is one defect. If something is not working, we call it like a defect, right? That is first defect. Second defect is braking system in a car is not working properly. That is second defect. Out of these two, AC or brakes, which is more severe? Sure. Online, which is more severe? Brakes or? Yes, of course, brakes. The reason is safety is first. If the brakes are not working, that is more severe. It is going to affect the customer's life. So we give more prioritization for the customer's life. That's the reason brakes is more severe and we give severity as critical. Low severity means AC. One more example. Out of these two, AC is not working and remote key that is used for cars is malfunctioning. In the sense, anyone can unlock that car. Not only like the specific lock, remote lock, it is operating with any other car's lock. Which is more severe? AC or key? AC or remote key? Again, remote key. The reason is if someone is able to operate your car, they can steal your car. If AC is not working, still the car is with you. If the remote itself is not working, you know, right, what will happen. Fine. Let us take about IT example. You are able to see one website, right? altromutual.com. Okay. Here, think like this is a logo. Altro Mutual is a logo. Assume like instead of Alto Mutual it has displayed. RO is missing in the middle. That is one defect. That is a defect. Requirement says the logo should be ultravisual.com, but it was displaying as Alto. Alto is a car, right? That is the logo it has been displayed. This is one defect. Other defect is you click on the sign in and sign in is not working for a valid user. Okay. I give valid credentials. Think like you have Facebook application, you have along with Facebook, what all you have? Instagram, Gmail. You are giving valid credentials. Login is not working. That is also a defect. Login versus logo, which is more severe. Logo? Logo is good. If you're not able to log into Facebook, are you happy with the logo? Severity means how badly the functionality is affected. Is there anything wrong with the functionality? Logo. Logo is just a text, right? You have a car. There was some shading issue with the color. Okay. Functionality wise, you are able to drive. So I don't think severity is a functionality is affected there. You want to reach from here to Bangalore to Hyderabad. Your objective is to reach there. It is not like your color of the car should be good, right? There are two things. One is functionality perspective. Other one is business perspective. If you talk about business perspective, color, style should be good, right? For logo versus login, functionality is affected in the login, right? So severity is more for login issue. The other one is called priority. Priority means it is from the customer's perspective, customer or business perspective. How badly your business is going to affect. Think like you are purchasing a BMW car. You are spending around 50 lakhs to one car. Everything is perfect. Speed is good. Everything is good. Instead of BMW, it says BW. Most of the people buy the car because of the brand. Will they have good sales? They will not have good sales. That is called priority. That is the difference between severity and priority. Okay. If you want to become a good tester or software tester or quality analyst, you should be good in developing the test cases. Test cases means scenarios. How good you can think to list down some scenarios. So before getting into that, let me see if I have some more examples for severity and priority. Why do we need testing? To identify errors, gaps, and missing requirements, reduce risk, cost of the defect in QA versus production. These stages of software development lifecycle we'll discuss. Let us start with software development lifecycle. We start with a plan. Whenever you want to design some application, IT or non-IT, whatever it is, we start with a plan. Means some idea is there. We don't know it is feasible or not. Earlier, electric vehicle means they think like it was not possible. Nowadays, most of the electrical vehicles are coming up, right? Some idea is there, and if you want to make it real, you need to work on the requirement gathering. Requirement gathering in the sense, it will concentrate on whether it is feasible or not. What is meant by feasibility? Possible or not. That's it. Okay. Do we have enough resources from the technical skills, budget? All those things will be discussed in requirement gathering and analysis. Next comes up design. Design means high level architecture. Okay. Then comes up development. So based on the design, there will be developers. They try to work on the development. Then comes up testing. Here is a phase where most of the software testers will perform the testing. Okay. Deployment. Then support and maintenance. So software development lifecycle is very important. In most of the interviews, they'll be asking this question. Tell me SDLC from fresher to 5 years of experience, or even freshers to 10 years of cybersecurity. Software development lifecycle is very important, not only for software testing, even for cybersecurity. So in testing phase, manual testers will do software testing. Cybersecurity units, they do security testing. That is the only difference. Let us work on some activity now. Okay. So for today, everyone should be familiar with software development lifecycle. Okay. You need to list down the scenarios if I give you some product or application for testing. Let us take car. Example of a car. I want you to list what are the different scenarios to test. If you ask me the same question, I'll say some scenarios driving at 10 kilometers per hour. I'll check the car performance. Driving at 100, I'll check the car performance. Driving at 150 kilometers per hour, I'll check the car performance. That is one scenario. One more scenario, try to check functioning of the AC. That is one more scenario. Think like you're going to purchase a car and you need to check the quality of that car, right? Whether you are purchasing or whether you are working as a quality control engineer for a car manufacturing company, first you need to list down the high level test scenarios. That is what you are supposed to do. So if you are a good software tester, you list lot many scenarios. I told 2 scenarios, right? I'll give you 5 minutes of time. Try to list down in a paper or a laptop. We'll see what are the scenarios you come up. First, we'll try with non-IT application. That is a car. Next, we'll get on to IT application. Software testing jobs, more oftenly they ask is like, how do you test a pen? How do you test car? How do you test login page of an application? These 3 we are going to cover. Today, let us start with a car. Your time starts now. If you don't have notebook, try to list down in the laptop. If you don't have the laptop, try to list down in mobile WhatsApp and share it in the group. I think everyone has mobile, right? Yeah. First, prepare the answer, all the scenarios, then post it in the group. Software testing is more of theory. And if there are some applications, you need to test and find defects. Done? How many scenarios each one? 10, 15, 20? Last 2 minutes. Let us see. Color. We have to test the color. What are the things we test along with color? Then is it visible for the last row screen? Okay, fine. Material, of course, whatever is the product you are building, material is also important. Then types, of course, for quality only we are checking everything. Price, huh? You don't check the price when you want to test it. Price is something like decision whether you want to go for it or not. Safety, brand, sensors, is design, okay. Light, that's good. What is that? Harm. Okay. Then boot space, comfort. Comfort comes under no boot space, all those comes under comfort. Airbags comes under safety, right? Speed. Then did we cover AC? Comfort. AC comes under comfort, right? Then sunglasses. Sunroof. What is that? Seat belt. That no one will check whether it has good seat belt or not. Of course, we have to test it. That one is like safety again. Safety precautions. Music. EBS, emergency braking system. ABS, right? That is called. Yeah. Anything else apart from this? First row. Autopilot. That is good. But how many cars have that? Autopilot means what it will do? How many of you know autopilot mode? Tesla car, yes, of course. How does it work? Who wants to explain? Okay, offline batch. Tell me someone who wants to explain about autopilot mode and what are the disadvantages. Offline. Stand and tell. Who wants to tell? You want to tell? You? No, don't search in Google. First you tell. I'll give you assignment for Google search. That's it. Online. Who wants to go for autopilot? Guys, hold up. Just listen. If you know the answer, you have to say loudly. If you are discussing yourself, I'll ask you to stand and tell the answer. Okay. If you know the answer, just say loudly by sitting. Okay. You can do Google search for some assignments, not now. In general, this autopilot will work on the artificial intelligence. How does it work? Most of the roads, it will have the marking, left lane, right lane, in the middle, some kind of yellow marking or lights. You have observed, right? Yes. Based on the artificial intelligence concept, those kind of AI will work. What is the disadvantage? Anyone? That Tesla cars will work on the artificial intelligence. Think like someone is coming in the middle, automatically it will stop. It will say, they'll have a sensor, it will try to stop, it will try to make its own decision. Or else that lighting will be there depending on the kind of signals. Based on the sensors again, it will take its own decision. What is the disadvantage there? I want one disadvantage. One example for the disadvantage. Who wants to tell? What is the disadvantage with autopilot based on the artificial intelligence? Last 3 rows. What? That's, let me wait 2 minutes. You will not get the answer. Okay, you need to read multiple links to get the answer. Not even one example. What is the disadvantage with? It takes its own decision. That's okay. What is the impact? Kalyan, Devendra. Yes, that's correct, right? Not useful for all the roads. It might be good in US, but in India, what will happen? Lights will be working correctly. It will working. Assume like some construction work was going on. Lights will be still on, but after that, there is no road. What will happen? It will straight forward go. That's it. That is a disadvantage with. Basically, it depends on the road conditions, right? Of course, more expensive, more prone for the risk, right? Those are the disadvantages with autopilot. What else you test? That's it. You don't test Bluetooth, GPS. Then what is the technology that is used for FASTag? Some IR. What is that? RF tag. Yes, RF tag is there, but there is one more frequency they mentioned. Okay, FASTag, some logo is there. IF, some race. GPS, Bluetooth. Then some controls will be there. That also you can check. Anything else? Speed, mileage. These two are special. Mileage and speed. Why these are special? You are trying to test the functionality of the application, and while testing for quality, you are trying to check its performance. Okay. So in testing, there are broadly categorized into functional testing versus specialized testing, non-functional testing. Functionality testing means you check whether its functionality is working or not. Non-functional testing means performance testing, security testing. Cyber security engineers, what do? Performance or security testing? Be clear with that. Most of the people who work for manual testing, after 2 years or 3 years or 5 years, they get into the security test. Some people from beginning itself, they'll be into ethical hacking, nothing but security testing. You have listed some scenarios. Which scenario will come under security testing here? GPS, okay. Because these are connected to the signals. There is a chance that someone can control these signals. Am I correct? Keys. What in case if the key is not working, it is more prone for theft, right? Someone steals your car. These are related to the security scenarios. So we have functional scenarios, performance scenarios, and security scenarios. As a tester, you need to list down these scenarios. After you list down these scenarios, you have to write test cases. I'll give you the template test cases in tomorrow's session. We'll try to develop the test cases for this, but not for the car. We'll try to develop test cases for a web application. Okay. Shall we try for web application now? We have web application and pen. Okay. You need to come up with scenarios again. Which one will go, website or pen? Okay. Or puzzles? We'll take the website. I'm sure most of you would be able to reach out to altomvisual.com. Try to check whether you are able to launch it or not. altomvisual.com. This is a website. You launch homepage, click on the sign in. There is a username and password. We want to test this functionality. So how do you test it? You need to try with multiple combinations of usernames and password. If you ask me to try, first I'll try with valid username and password. Valid username, comma, valid password. So I would expect success login. Am I correct? Then is there any defect here? No. I'll give valid username and invalid password. Unsuccessful login. Is this a defect? Unsuccessful login. Do you think it is a defect? Why? We are not able to log in. This is expected, right? So expected results versus actual results. The expected result here is login should fail. When you provide invalid credentials, login should definitely fail. So always remember, when do we call it as a defect is expected versus actual result. If there is any deviation between expected results and actual results, we call it as a defect. Okay. So first case, you provide valid username and password, login success. So expected results should be successful login. Actual results, if you want to get actual results, you need to test the application here. Go to the website, provide username, provide password, click on login, see whether you are able to log in or not. Those are called actual results, right? If both are matching, no defect. If there is some deviation, we call it like a defect. Second case, valid username and invalid password, login failed. Login failed means unsuccessful login. Login failed doesn't mean like it is a defect. It has to fail because for invalid credentials, it should throw the error, invalid username and password, right? Like this, I want you to list some scenarios. Invalid username and valid password. What is the expected result? Login success or login fail? Login fails. These are the expected results. Actual results, how do you update? You need to test the application to get the actual results. Okay. That also we try. So before we test the application, try to list down as many scenarios as possible. Give me another 10 examples. Your time starts now. First, think of it. Note down your laptop or notepad or mobile. Then we'll discuss. Software testing, there will not be many tools like cyber security. It is more of theory, test the application, find the defect, test the application, find the defect. That's it. You need to develop scenarios from their test cases and then execution. Different scenarios, how do you test login? Prepare the answers and then at a time you get all the test scenarios. Most of you would have seen login page for a lot of applications. Okay. You need to see how it fails. Username, password, and login button. Only three fields are there, three elements. Any other scenarios? Special characters. Special characters for username or password. Alphanumeric, that is also good. Blank. Blank username or password. Then case sensitivity. Who wants to explain about case sensitivity? Case sensitivity should be there or should not be there? Tell me, Shravani. It should be there or not? For username or password? Case sensitivity, it can be there for username or password. What do you think? No. First, understand case sensitivity. If it is case sensitive, it means that uppercase and lowercase are treated separately. If it is not case sensitive, means everything is common, right? Usernames should be case sensitive or not. When you try to log into Google, you provide hari.s@gmail.com, all in small. Second time you try hari.s, all in caps. It will work or it will not work. Username is not case sensitive. Okay, you guys try it out. Most of the applications, username is not case sensitive. Password is case sensitive. For this application, credentials are jsmith / demo1234. Check whether it is case sensitive or not. Try it out now, everyone. The ideal password is demo1234. If it is working for capital demo, we call it like a defect because it is not case sensitive. Check. Is it working? First thing, login working or not. Ideally, these are the correct credentials. You try for jsmith / demo1234. In case if the login succeeds, then we call it like defect. Okay. Any other scenarios? That's it. Special characters, alphanumeric, blank username, blank password, spaces. You try to give space in the username or password and check whether it is working or not. Error message. Pay attention to the error message. This is one more scenario. It should not tell you like your password is invalid, your username is invalid. It should not give a hint like user is already existing in the database. It should say like invalid username or invalid password like that. That also need to mention. Any other scenarios, anyone apart from this? Login success for demo1234. If it is success, then it is a defect or not? Yes or no? Defect or not? defect. The reason is it should not work for capital demo. All of you try these scenarios. I just listed the scenarios, but you have to test these scenarios to get the actual results. If expected is equal to actual, no defect. If there is deviation, then we call it like a defect. Any other scenarios? That's it. Default credentials. What are the default credentials? Admin/admin, admin/welcome, or username as user, password as password. These are like commonly used usernames and password. What is the default username and password for Airtel routers? Sometimes when you want to connect to the public Wi-Fi, it will ask you for the website default page gateway where you need to enter username and password. Common username password is admin. Okay, most of the routers. Like this, you can try for web applications also. This is one more important scenario. These are security scenarios, in fact. Default credentials. Any other scenarios? Check for admin and admin, confirm whether it works or not. All of you, bring laptops. Yeah, get laptops from tomorrow. Or you can check in mobile, launch website in mobile, see whether it works for admin as a username and admin as a password. Is it working? Admin. Admin as a username, password as. Is it working? For altomutual.com. Which website you are trying? Check for altomutual.com. Try with username as admin, password as password. Admin as username as admin, password as admin. Check whether it works or not. Admin, login succeed or fail? Defect or not a defect? Defect or not a defect? It's a defect, right? Yes. It should not work. So how many defects you got so far? How many defects? Admin, it is working default credentials. First defect. Case sensitivity. Second defect. And give some invalid password and see whether it works or not. The error message is perfect. It says username or password was not found. It is not saying like password is incorrect. Any other scenarios? You give 1 or 1 is equal to 1. This is in fact security scenario. I'll tell you how it works later. Both for username and password. one single quote or 1 is equal to 1. This provide for username and password, see whether it works or not. For username and password. If it is working, login is working, then we call it like defect. This is actually SQL injection attack, but still for functional testing also we can use this. There are some websites where you should be able to log in. Understood how to develop test scenarios? I'll give you an assignment for tomorrow. Everyone has to do it. List down in a paper or notepad. Okay. For tomorrow's session, try to come up with test scenarios for pen. Why do we use pen? Writing purpose, right? Can you take up this for tomorrow? Yes, sir. Voice connected out of that. Try to develop test scenarios for pen when you come for next session. Theory will try to finish it up for software testing. Once software testing theory is done, we'll get into the endpoint management where we play around antivirus, firewall. Those will be interesting. We try to work with virtual systems. So laptop is mandatory from next week. For this week, without laptop also you can come, but it should be good if you have the laptop. Different types of testing you have to cover. With that, I think most of the testing concepts would be done. When you come for tomorrow, try to finish that assignment. Meantime, I'll share this PDF document. Keep it for reference, where you are going to learn about SDLC, Sdlc, definition of severity, priority, defect. One-line definitions you need to learn. Okay, that's what software testing is. I don't think it requires 1 month, just 5 to 10 sessions. Post that technical things we'll try to learn. Any questions, anyone? Online, offline? Just for this week, we'll try to restrict to 1 hour sessions. From next week onwards, we try to extend it to 1.5 hours. Okay, because there is a revision for cyber security. There's a reason only for this week, 1 hour sessions. Next week onwards, we'll extend it to 1.15, 1.5 hour like. Okay, guys. Thank you so much. See you tomorrow again. Bye bye.